Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, sitting in for Rich from Review Tech once again in order to talk to you guys about gaming while he's off dealing with his fresh little newborn bundle of joy. And I'm pretty sure it's like, 24 hours or so into the kid's lifespan. So he's already up to his eyeballs in dirty diapers. But hey, it's a thankless job, Rich. So enjoy it. But anyway, I want to talk to you guys today about Oculus because they just had their Oculus Connect in San Jose the other day, and they announced that they're going to be investing $10 million into diversity programs for the VR. Now, this is coming off of the heels of Palmer Luckey, the founder of Oculus, who was recently discovered to have been funding a pro-Donald Trump super PAC that primarily specialized in memes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making that up either. This dude was paying out money, like 10 grand, to fund these guys shit posting on the internet. Regardless of how this political cycle goes, that actually happened. And part of me is extremely happy that it did because it's just funny to talk about. But as a result of that, a number of developers were like, we're going to be withholding any kind of development on Oculus VR because of Palmer Luckey. And Oculus, run by the very liberal, Mark Zuckerberg, was basically like, whoa, hold on here. How do we fix this problem? How do we do this? How do we rectify the former owner of Oculus in his meme baggery? Well, they decided to invest a $10 million into these diverse programs. Now, this was actually put out there by Ebony P.A. Ramirez, who is Oculus's head of diversity, which is a very San Francisco thing, in my opinion. It's like, head of diversity? Who the heck? Why the hell? Why would you have the head of diversity? I don't understand that, right? You figure technology is about a meritocracy versus anything else, but it doesn't matter. Here's what she says. She says, virtual reality will only succeed if it represents a diverse ecosystem that speaks to different people and opinions. We want to see a wide variety of richer voices. We know that a platform that's built with diverse thought, personalities, perspectives, and imaginations is much more engaging and a dynamic one, which is a very true point. You want to have very, very, very diverse voices, even opinions you disagree with. I think oftentimes will really help kind of foster a good discussion or foster a positive community where things can be developed and grow. As I said before, software development, technology development, it doesn't have any kind of gender bias in mind. There's no racial bias, religious bias. There's no bias of any kind in technology. It's about as neutral as one can get. The people like wielding that technology, clearly they have their biases, but if in fact they do. But the point is that this is as neutral as one can get. It's genderless, it's raceless, it's religionless. It's just there, right? And you want to have as many diverse people making these things as possible. But the thing I dislike about this is that when you look at the concept of the diversity, especially in Silicon Valley and tech development and everything else, oftentimes that means like one kind of person is generally excluded from those particular things. And that is definitely prejudice, in my opinion. And it's not something that's going to foster good, development. You can't have 10 million for a diversity program that's only going to focus on one side of things. Now, granted, I might be jumping the gun and I might be saying, hey, Oculus is trying to do the right thing. But the people talking about this diversity program, the people that are putting that out there, the bloggers, they're clearly pointing out what happened with Lucky Palmer, and they're clearly using that as the reason why that this diversity program has been announced, which basically says to me that they don't want diverse opinions. They want one kind of opinion. They want the pro-Hillary, anti-Donald opinion, if we're just going to talk from a U.S. political spectrum. They don't want diverse opinions that they don't agree with. And that's the downside to what, I don't know how many of you guys follow my channel or how many of you guys have heard of the regressive left, but that is a lot of the mindset of those particular group of people. They don't actually want diversity. They want controlled opinions, controlled thoughts, controlled speeches, everything. It's very 1984, but just like a Stepford Wives version of 1984. And again, that might be me, a little bit hyperbolic, but the idea behind it, I think, is sound. But Ramirez does go on to say that there's so much we can do and will do. So I'm excited and enthusiastic to announce that Oculus is committing $10 million to diverse programs for VR. We're going to increase funding for Oculus Launchpad, VR for Good, and create entirely new programs like the Diverse Filmmakers Project. Now, I did try Googling the Diverse Filmmakers Project. I found no information about what that is. So at this point, it's just 3 words with no real meaning. So a lot of what you might find in Silicon Valley. I think to kind of like summarize this whole thing, I'm not against diverse creations. I think everyone should be, if you want, on YouTube, on Twitter, make your mark somewhere in this world, regardless of your background, of your upbringing, of whatever. Anyone can do it. That's my motto. Anyone can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. But the way I look at things is that we should not be bound by or restricted by our race, our religion, our gender, anything like that. And so many people, especially when I see things like this, like when I see this push for $10 million in diversity funding, and without any real explanation, it feels like a reactionary move to the former owner of Oculus spending $10,000 to fund Pepe the Frog memes for Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like such an exaggerated push for it that it's not actually going to benefit anybody in the long run. It just feels more for show than anything else. But I'm curious to know your thoughts about this. Do you think that having these kind of, like a diversity program with Oculus is going to bring in more people? Do you think that technology development should be more of a meritocracy, which is the idea that the best idea wins out above all else, regardless of who suggested it? In my opinion, the meritocracy approach is as true of equality as you're going to get, because that's my vision of equality, where everyone is on the same level playing field and the best ideas are what progress us forward? Or do you think that this is just another show, another write-off of $10 million away for Oculus and utterly Facebook to just pander to the masses without ever actually trying to achieve what they say they are trying to? These are things I want to know, so write them in the comments. As always, my name is Mundane Matt, and I'll be here tomorrow for one more day of Rich from Review Tech. I'll see you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.